Hello, my guardian trumpets! We all had a massive surprise last night, didn't we? We had a brand new exotic mission for this Vexcaliber glaive, and it's utterly fantastic with a really cool overshield that's actually going to help with this mission going forward, because it's quite similar to the Revision Zero, although I've got to say, it's much harder than the Revision Zero missions. Oh my god alive! It took me ages to do it. It took me 3 hours to do it. I think I died 25 times. I did 1,600 kills. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you exactly how to start the mission, and I'm going to show you how to complete it as well, whilst weeping and crying and treating you to all my stupid deaths as we went through. Now this is a solo guide up to a point, and at the end my illness got the better of me and I just couldn't cope with it, so I had to send up the sausage signal on the final boss. So please forgive me, but cop a load of this. This is great fun to watch. Now the first step is to actually open the exotic mission itself. So we've got to come here to the Gulch, and now what I did was I entered from the sludge, and then there's 6 of them in the Gulch area, and I'm going through them as we enter the Gulch from the sludge. So the first one you can see, look, is up there on top of the sign. Now you don't shoot them like I started to do. You need to jump up and actually physically pass through them, and then you collect it. So there we go, that's number 1 done there, nicely, nicely. Number 2, we'll go off and do this one, which is over on the side here. You've got to kind of jump up to them, really, so we're just going to putter along here. There we are, there's one hidden in the trees here. We've got our access code there. So we'll just try and jump up and reach this one. Lovely, there we go, second part of the access code. Now what we're going to do next is pop to this one here, which is in the middle of the battlegrounds. Yes, lovely. Battlegrounds here, thanks very much, and there we are. Now the next one we're going to get is up on the hill up here. So get on your Spiro and make your way up to the top of the hill. Here you are. Not too far, you might get shot by Cabal, but don't worry about it, we're used to that kind of thing, aren't we? Yes. Where are we? There we go. There's number 3, look, just in between the radio antenna. Then number 4, rather. Then number 5 is down here. So you could just kind of putter across, really. Trying to jump up to the blighter. There we go. Number 5 is good. And then number 6 is back up on this path here. This one's quite tucked away. It's quite easy to miss. So if you just come along the path here, and then we'll have a little look up the end. Ooh, sounds a bit rude. And it's up on the right. I need to be able to get some fizzog looking with my eyeballs, but it's up here. It is. Let's jump up here as well. And we should see it very shortly. There it is, look, nestled amongst the trees. There's lovely. So there we go. We've got the access code. Now it's a simulated terrain subnode cave. So to get to the cave, we need to go this way. It's not too far away, look. Go away, Cabal. We're all excited. Right, this way. And then you can see the cave is here on the left. Go into the cave, and here we go. I have no idea what this mission's going to be like, so I'm just taking in my Osteostriga, and we're going to have a little look. This is exciting. I love new exotic stuff. So here we go, jumping down now into the cave. Lots of vexicles here. Oh, look. Right, this is... Oh, look, it's the friendly harpy. That's the friendly harpy. That is Asher Mia. That is Asher Mia. He's put an appearance in on the missions as well that we've been having. The, you know, the hard reset the partition missions. So yes, recommended power 1800. I don't know what this is going to be like. Let's go in and have a go and see what we can see. I have no idea what to expect here. I'm drinking my tea because my throat's killing me. I could do with a D. Explore the Vex network node in the EDZ. Well, here we go then. Ooh, we're being sucked into a big pipe. This is very exciting.
It's open to you. You did not splice your way inside.
No, I did not.
How is this possible?
Oof.
The digitized core of the Vex network.
Well, here we are.
You are in great danger. And yet, I detect a faint signal deep within. Asking, no, demanding that you explore further.
We're not allowed to go any further. Let's see where we can go. Down here, look. We got some little... Oh, this is very Season of the Splicer, isn't it? Come on, open up. Duck. Quack, quack. Right. Up here. Okay. And down here. Where next, kids?
On the radio
Now this area we're coming into is basically a loop, so you can either go left or right, but you want to make your way all the way down to the bottom section here, okay? So you're just jumping down, don't worry about dipping your toesies in the Vex Milky Wilkies. Careful of, there we are, I'm getting toesied here, but right at the bottom, because if you carry on going forwards, you're just going to end up looping back round to where you came, which is what I realise here. But once you jump down to the bottom area, there's a very small little slat down in the bottom, or little hole in the wall. So come along now, you stupid boy. Just jump down here onto that little bit there. Yes, here we go. Jumping down. And there we go. You can just see it coming up here. Here's the exit. That's the way to go down here. Oh, it's Asher! It was Asher then. Did you see Asher? That was the way to go, folks. So down into the middle here. Sorry about that. Okay, good. Right, so you got to go in the fluid sometimes. Mustn't forget to go in the fluid sometimes. Okay, good, good. Let's keep on going. Very mazy. Now then, we can either go over there. Possibly. That's no way to go there. So it looks like we've got to go all the way down. I'm going down. Ooh! And we're here. The very... God, it's very Splicer, this. Okay, slap it in. Now, for this first area, it's not too bad. You've got to check symbols and shoot them in a particular order. Okay, so what you're going to find is once you land here, you get to kill lots of Vex. You're going to have lots of groups. I'm using my Osteostriga. It was incredibly useful for clearing the ads, but it can get a little bit overwhelming, and believe me, this is only the beginning. So, first things first, protect yourself from these annoying quantum hobgoblins. Bollocks. As they will keep shooting you and shooting you and shooting you. Shit. What you're really looking for here are those symbols you can see there on the right. So I just saw a diamond, a square, and a diamond. So you just need to shoot them in that order. Look at my terrible strand skills. So you need to read the order from top to bottom. Dreadful. Dead again. Yes. Then once you've input the first set of 3 shapes, it's only going to be squares or diamonds, then the code key switches to a different area. Now you can see it on these columns. There's a column to the left and a column to the right that'll show you exactly which ones to shoot. So I've just done the ones on the left there, and there we go. We can see I'm having a quick squiz at the ones on the right, and I'm just firing through these 2. So there's 3 of them to do. So there's 1 set of 3, and then there's 2 sets of 4, I believe. Once you've done those and you've entered the 3 of 3, enter the access codes, you're on to the next section, which is actually pretty similar. All we've got to do now is make our way up through to that Vexy area over there. Yes. Now then you're going to be piled by loads of Minotaurs in here. There's those Cyclopses, which will shoot you from a distance. So what I would recommend here, first of all, is take out these Cyclopses. I'm using Void here. I switched from Strand to Void because of the overshield that I can get from the new fragment. You buy a new fragment from Ikora. This one's called Echo of Vigilance. Defeating a target while your shields are depleted grants you a temporary Void overshield. This came in very useful during this run. Now this area is exactly the same thing again. You can see the key there for the diamond, square and diamond. You just need to shoot them in that order. You can get all the enemies do flow up from that top area there, so if you just drop down and hide behind this bit of wall, that serves you with some protection. You can get loads of Minotaurs in here. You do get some Wyverns as well. Loads of Void shields, so if you've got some Void weapons, use those, or your Void abilities, of course. Look at him shooting me on a complete gate. So there we go, I'm checking out that one there. Now that one is a 4er, so I'm shooting these 3 here, thinking that there's only 3 of them, but actually one of them is hidden down the side, like the final diamond shape. So I didn't realise that. It took me ages to find that. So there we are. I'm going to shoot the final diamond now, and that'll be entering the access code 1 of 3. Go on, get the diamond. Where is it? There it is. Lovely. You've got to remember as well, sometimes you're going to miss shooting them because they phase in and out so quickly. So I tended to find that you get 1 shape per manifestation, if you see what I mean. Okay, so there's 1 more set to go, and you can see it's here on the other side 5 altogether. I'm sure the shapes change each time you do it, so I got to do square, and then the rest are triangles here. Not triangles, but you call them diamonds, yes. None of them are triangles. I don't even know why the triangles are there. I bet you it's to do with the legendary version of this. Yes, that's right, there's a legendary version which has got to do something with the catalysts. Now, once you clear that out, you're going to have a really powerful Vex variant git. What do you call them? A wyvern, a good old Darth chicken there. He'll pile down the ramp and start emptying his face into yours. So just make sure you use a bit of cover to take them out. Does take quite a bit of damage as well, a bit of a bullet sponge. Now, we're making our way up here to the next area. We've got a few Vex that we need to clear out here as well. This is nothing particularly exciting to happen here. Once you defeat all the Vex, they disappears and you're on to the next bit. Not too bad at all, keeping on going. So we're exploring the Vex network here. You can see now I'm really suffering on my run from the invisibility glitch. Look, I can't see my guns, and it stays like this for the rest of the run. I couldn't believe it. It was so incredibly annoying. I hope this gets fixed soon. I managed to restart my PS5 afterwards, and then that brought everything back to normal, but it does keep on kicking in quite a bit. Okay, so that lone Vex git there. Look, who's over there? It's Ashamir. Hello, Asher, my lovely fellow. Now, this bit here, there's parts of this here that are going to be to do with extra mods for the weapon once you collect it, and that you can see that purple grid there. The actual Vexcaliber allows you to travel through those grids. But anyway, we've walked into this area here, and for some reason, I was just looking up and thinking this was the way that I needed to go. I looked over to my right, and then there were these shelves going up the far wall. And there's also some in and outy shelves up there as well. I thought, well, this must be the way to go. So I jumped up, and then as I landed on the wall here, I got pushed out again by the big penny shove thing, and shoved back over to the other side. And then lo and behold, I saw actually this was the way I had to go, not there. So keep on going this way. But I reckon that bit is going to be a secret a little bit later on, definitely. This place is rammed with them. Okay, so we're going to keep on going forwards now, and this is a bit of a jumpy bit again, a bit more of a jumpy puzzle here. So I'm landing on the ledge here, and I've gone to touch on the radiolarian fluid. But what I actually need to do is make my way down there. Now, if you do try to jump from the mouth of the dam, like Harrison Ford in The Fugitive, you'll probably miss exactly like I did and die. So what you want to do instead is jump over to the ledges and make your way over there. You're going to have to shoot a couple of harpies. Don't worry, there's bugger all stress with them. Right, so you want to land on the little ledgeway here and then make your way down. I'm just checking my 6 to make sure there's no secrets there. And then we're going to make our way right down to the bottom. Now, they do phase in and out, so you do have to time it, which I was doing very badly here. Because you can see every time I just landed on them, they disappeared. But no worries, I did it there. Okay, we've got a few harpies along here. This is one of those deceptively difficult bits. I mean, it looks easy, but it's really, really hard, right? I jumped onto this bit, fine, and then jumping from here to here, I tried it loads of times. Here I go again. I'm going to try it again, and I slipped off again. Yes, that's right, and I died. And then I believe I tried it again. Did I slip off a third time? Oh, no, I just managed to grab it. There we are. Now, what I'm going to do here is crawl along and avoid being ejaculated off by these blocks. So sneakity sneaks there. Now one of them at the end is slightly longer, the path you need to go, so you might just get caught because lo and behold, don't forget to kill the harpies. Ready, here we go. Just a bit of timing there. Patience now. And run across. Yes, run across. And, ooh, we did good there. And the final one. And, badoosh, look, I got popped off again. So, let's just carry on with that bit. Let me show you what happens. You get to the end, and you can just jump across to where the harpies are. Lovely. So now, we are coming into, basically, what is our first encounter, I suppose you could call it, because it's the first kind of major... Well, we've had that puzzle, but there's a boss in here, and there's one more to come after this as well. No, this took me forever. Took me ages. So you just want to jump up here, stick your banner in, like this, and then jump on the shooty-outy thing, and make your way through the slats, and land in the arena. Now, what we're doing in this arena, we're shooting these gits that drop purple, kind of like motes from Gambit. They drop motes or data fragments, as they call them. We pick up these data fragments, and then we dump them in the Vex conflicts thing in the middle. So we've got like fanatics with these pools of gunge. We've got wyverns attacking you. You can see I died there straight away because there's also a time limit on when you've got to drop these motes in, okay? So first of all, I had to pick up, for example, 8 data fragments. So I shoot all the gits. There we go. I can see 8 data fragments. I've got 32 seconds to dump these in the conflux in the middle. Then once you dump them in the conflux in the middle, it says for you to take cover. And as you can see here, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm not taking cover anywhere. I'm just dying. 467 kills so far. In we go again. And then we just land down again. Now, what you've got to do is actually hide underneath the conflux. It provides cover for you. In we go again. Look at me. I'm showing you every death in this, right? It's quite funny. And I'm starting to using my grenade as well on the way in, which is a nice pastime. So, clearing them out, picking up the 8, I activate that, I've got 18 seconds left, look, and I drop down into the pit. Now, the worst thing about this is it waits for you, the countdown continues, and all enemies can come and swarm up over the side and shoot at you like shooting a fish in a barrel. It's incredibly irritating. These wyverns are the worst of it, look. So you can see them all piling me there, bang, just before died again. Here we go, 506 kills, in we go, kill them with grenades again, yes, and then we're just going to keep on going now until we put in these 3 sets of fragments. So we got that one here first, 8 of 8, there's the shield, I'm protected, it kills everybody above you, you drop down onto the next level. Now this level is exactly the same, except you've got to gather a few more data fragments. In this case, it's 10, so I stick it on in there, and what I can do sometimes is, if you find you've stuck it in too early, you can jump out and run around, but just make sure you're back into the middle by the time the countdown happens, otherwise, well, you know, you're going to die. That was a clutch one, as they say, yes. Here we go, down to the next level. Now, this is the first part of the boss scrap, your data nullifier here. So we've got a large Hydra, and they've got rotating shields on them. So really what you need to do, and I didn't do this, bring something anti-barrier with you, because you'll just be able to plow into them through their shields, not have to worry about getting an angle on them all the time, because it not actually take that much to kill. I used my Osteostriga and a bit of a machine gun, and I did wind them down pretty soon. And then after that, you've got to collect more of the data fragments, stick it in the core, and then hide underneath as well this time. And I'm still alive, just about, and we're going down again. Now this level, again, is the same thing. Data fragments, 12 of them, and I stuck them just in a bit too late. Look, I left the timer again. And I always tend to die when I'm sticking them in that conflux. So just be aware, maybe you can get an overshield on you before you go in there, or shove down a rift, or just do something to protect yourself. But yes, so here we go, back again, down here, gather the 12, killed immediately again. Look, 769 kills, I'm still going. Now, of course, I've cut all this down for editing purposes, but every time you get killed, you get reset straight back up to the top again. So it is very, very annoying. Killed again and again at the conflux. 881 kills. And they're adding up. In we go again. Throw a grenade at the turds. There we are. Goodbye, turds. And we're going to make our way down to the bottom. So here we go. Now, this is the gather of 12. This is after the first part of the boss fight. And I decided to start trying firing back at the wyverns, and again, killed in the pit again. Over 1,000 kills this time. Let's keep on going down. I don't know if I couldn't be asked to throw that anymore, so I started using my Osteostriga. So anyway, now I've gotten past the second bit, and I'm on to the second part of the boss fight now. And this is much of the same again. So you've got half the health to take out. Just be careful of the swarms of ads who are going to come at you. You're going to get minotaurs as well. You're going to get quantum harpies who are perched up on those blocks there. I do all my scrapping from this outside ring here. Believe me, it's well worth it. And like I said, have some void. Take care of your health. Good advice in life, that as well, yes. And fight your way through to the end. Now, it's not... this, actually, boss fight is easier than the rest of it, to be perfectly honest. But you just got to kind of gird your loins and keep yourself going. You can see I use my super there. Not far off killing now. And I believe I finish him off with my machine gun. Is he nearly there? Yeah, there we go. There's the explosion. And there it's gone. Excellent. And then they should all just disappear. And then it says now to continue on. So I thought to continue on, you look down this hole here. So I look down the hole and look, there's a portal. And it disappears and then I died. Luckily, it was after the zone, so, you know, the darkness zone, so it put me back down here again. Thank goodness. So what you're looking now for is a way out around the periphery. It's not too hard to find, really, because it's just one of the bigger platforms here. Here I am just going around the side. I'm showing you exactly where it is so you don't get turned around. There. This large platform here is where we need to be. Jump up on there, and then we want to go through the gap in the wall. A little bit more jumpy here, so just be careful. Now we're going to jump all the way down here to this wyvern. Now then, this next section as well is a little bit of... I end up with a bit of sausage chaos. Ooh, sounds a bit rude. Again. But I'll show you that in a moment. I just want to point out here around this wyvern. Look, see that little cage there? The old light cage? That is going to be used probably to get another switch. You use your Vexcaliber to get through it. But anyway, that's by the by. That's another week. There's Ashemir again, so we know we're on the right track. Whenever you see Ashemir, you know you're going the right way. So... looking around, wondering where to go. Ooh, look, there's a ledge there. So we jump onto the ledge, which is always a good thing. And then we're going to make our way around here. Jump onto another ledge here. Seems kind of familiar to me, this bit here. We've got a few Vex to take care of, a couple of hobgoblins. And then we'll make a jump over to the other side here. And you can just see in the background we've got the inny-outy things. So what we want to be doing here is sneaking along, avoiding being shot off by the inny-outy things, and there's like one of those shooty-out ejaculators there. But as usual with me, nonsense happens like this, and then I get shot all the way across. I managed to grab it with my jump and then just hover over to another platform, but then I thought, well, where do I go now? Now, normally I would have been heading to that thing, you see, this shooty-outy thing. So instead, I've got to make my way back up. This could easily happen to you. Maybe, perhaps, I don't know, if you're as chaos-inviting as I am. So I'm just jumping up. There are ledges you are able to get up. Just one thing to be aware of. These things in the middle here, they just float away when they touch them. Look, they are not actual platforms, so don't jump on them. But, so, you want to go on something more solid. I spin around, and I can see then the way I'm supposed to go. That's the way we would be shot over. So I'm making a jump here. Now, we've got something here that you can't actually shoot at the moment, so it's going to be for a further secret, I'll wager. It looks like one of those switches, you know, that we've been doing through the puzzles the whole time. Can't shoot that, so I'm just going to keep on going down. Ooh, again. Kill the harpies. Now, we're going to go down the side here. Now, you've got to be careful. You don't slide off to your death. That's a very, very, very easy thing to do. Can you see what I mean? So slide down, hold off, then jump back down. I wouldn't really try and worry about these things too much because they're just a pain in the bum. I'm using my warlock, so it's easy to kind of hover jump down. We've got we're blocked off here, but not to fear. Shoot the harpy. And I'm wondering, is there a switch to knock this power grid out? But no, of course, you could just jump around the git. So don't worry about it too much. Shoot the harpy off in the old distance there. I didn't know if I was going the right way, but there, lo and behold, there's Asher showing me I am actually going the right way. So hurrah and huzzah for that. And now we've got one big super duper slide all the way down. So just give yourself a quick jump, but maybe hold your jump off and then just hover over, tap, jump, and go forwards. Don't use up all your jump in one go. If you're using Strand, of course, that'll come in massively handy for this bit. And then we're heading towards this wedding cake here, and to the final battle with an old friend. I don't know if any of you remember the Pyramidion on Io, but we're doing a Vex Network version of that, and we're going to be fighting Brakion, who's like a massive hobgoblin, I suppose, or a big Vex goblin. So we're going to hover down here. Now, this fight is in 3 stages. It's very difficult on your own. Not for surviving. I found it easier than the other fight in survivability stakes, but inflicting damage because it's so far off. And I broke my ankles. You see, what you've got to do here is you've got Brakion who turns up. You've got to knock the health down. You can see the dividers in the health bar there. Once you knock it down to the 3rd, then Brakion will zip off to the next area. Now, this survivability, like I said, isn't too bad. You've got quite a lot of places you can hide away from all the kick-ins. You've got wyverns and you've got goblins. So area of effect is good. Osteostriga is good as well. And you just want to dish out as much kick-ins as you can to Brakion as often as you can. So there we go, his health bar is nearly down. A few more kicks to the face. and it's really not helping with this invisibility glitch here. I've got to wait and listen for the rocket launcher lock on. I know you have to, but anyway, that's by the by. Once he disappears, there's a portal at the end. We're going to jump to the portal, and then we're on to the middle section of the fight. Now then, this means you've got to drop his shields before you can attack him. Okay, and to drop the shields, it's the same mechanic as before. So you've got to basically look at the symbols, I'll show you where those are in a minute, and then shoot the symbols on the switch. But when you arrive, you can't see the symbols straight away. There's this encryption demon that's floating around. You just saw him die there. That's the massive Hydra. Once you've shot that massive Hydra, then you want to run out to either the far left or the far right of the arena, and you can see there's like glass in the floor, or at least like force fields in the floor, and they're transparent. So you look through the glass in the floor, and it'll show you the key that you need to enter in order to drop Brakion shields up the front. Here we go, look, here's the glass in the floor, and there's the key. So you've got to do a bit of a memory game there. So memorize what it is, and then shoot them in order, and the shield will drop. Now, when the shield drops, you've got 30 seconds, you can see there, Fireball rebooting, to inflict as much damage on him as you can. And this is where I really fell down, because I didn't have enough damage wielding on him. I was hammering and hammering and hammering, and look, it's barely touching the surface with him. I kind of had my rocket launchers here, which didn't seem to be doing that well. And then, of course, once the 30 seconds is down, the shield goes back up, and then you're back to entering in the codes again between the squares and the actual diamonds. So it can be quite tedious and quite a long process in order to get the health down. So I did have a brief foray into using a bit of arc, but that did not go well at all. So then I went back to my void, and I also took in a linear fusion as well. Now this did help me, and I managed to knock him down quite a bit, but then something ridiculous happened, and of course I died again, and that was it. I was at the end of my tether. My voice was killing me. I'd been there for nearly 3 hours, well, an hour and a half, at least 2.5 hours rather. It was utterly ridiculous. So I sent for the help of the cavalry. Some of my wonderful sausages, one of my wonderful mods from the Time Sausages live channel, Death Knell, she came to my aid, for which I'm so grateful, as she brought with her Azrael, who is, well, kind of a good god Sherpa type person, who really shows us exactly what to do. And with their help, we went through the final Brakion fight again. It was done relatively quickly. Really, I think about, what, 10 minutes, not even that, for the final boss battle. For the third stage of the boss fight, you know, we've got the first part, then we've got the second part where we have to drop the shields, and then the third part we go through another portal at the back again, and there's just straight on killings, really. And he's exactly the same good old Brakion that you remember from the Pyramidion, because once you damage him enough, his head blows off, and then he runs around screaming like a complete lunatic. Make sure you watch out for some of these, those guys who drop the pool of guns. You're the fanatics, not the frantics. And yes, there we go. He was killed, well, very, very, very quickly. And I was incredibly grateful for that. But I honestly do think this is a doable battle solo. Definitely. Because, mainly, I think my problem was down to, you can see me teabagging him there. God, he did my head in. Is down to the fact that my power was a little bit too low. Anyway, the big git is dead. You get some rewards. Look, I got double reginants there. Thanks very much indeed. And then you also got to go and visit the war table in order to collect your Vexcaliber glaive. And I just want to point out my final stats. Look, 1,645 kills, 197 prison kills, and 24 deaths. With DK and Archangel on 34 and 93 as well. So you can see how long I was in there. 145 minutes. So here I am, back at the helm. I picks up me Vexcaliber, and then once you pick it up, you also get another little quest. Now this quest is for unlocking the extra mods on the actual Vexcaliber itself. You can see there, you got to kill Vex with final blows. I did it in the Ori Lost Sector, which is on Nessus. Nice and easy, nice and quick to do. Now this is a really important step to do, because what's going to happen here, after you complete this step, you get that. The authorization override. And what that means is that when you're guarding with the glaive and you get covered in a shield, you can go through certain force fields in the mission. In the, I can't even remember what the mission's called. The Vexcaliber mission, let's call it. So, first of all, once you've completed that step, though, you've got to go back to the helm. You can see what we got to do here. Once you go to the helm, go to the war table, and then you'll get a little message there. Make sure you collect your engram as well. And then what you want to do then is head back in to the override mission, the Avalon mission it's called. There we are, that's what it is. Now you can see we're just here at the very opening. We just come down the chute at the beginning. Look, we can walk through the little doorways here. But I'm just going to show you what this does with this new mod on it. Look, so I block with this and I can go through those force fields that have little pink elements in them. Now, this is important because up there and secreted around the Avalon map are these switches. And these switches will activate exotic chests throughout the actual encounter. Come on, get up there, you stupid boy. You're useless. So what I mean is there's 3 hidden exotic chests throughout this map. And you're going to be able to unlock each of them once a week. Now, this is probably linked to the catalyst. But what this also does is that it gives extra functionality to the glaive, okay? So there was the switch just up the top there. Now we want to make our way out onto the platform here, and I'm going to show you exactly where the exotic chest is hidden. You don't get a weapon, it's an exotic part of the catalyst, or a part of building up this glaive. So you want to walk around the milk area here. Do you remember when we went through that tiny little hole at the bottom? Well, we're heading towards the same area here. So let me just jump right down. Careful not to singe your tootsies. And look, we can just go around the corner here. Actually, I've just passed it. Don't worry. Let's kill the harpies, because I believe I look up. There we go. That's where we need to go. So we want to jump off over here, and then we want to jump back across to that force field to get through it. Make sure you do your guarding, and then you can push through thusly. Excellent. Then there's another switch. Flick that switch, the chest will appear next to you, and you can collect what's in it. I didn't bother going to complete it because it didn't seem to be any difference. But look, it says MIR distribution Matrix 2. So we've gone back to the Enclave, to the crafting screen, and look, I can put in there, I've got MIR 1, I've got MIR 2 in there. I've activated that. Now what that means is if you go to the first set of perks here, it changes it, or gives you an option to pick another different perk in the first box. So we have a look here, we've got ballistic tuning, but we've also now got low impedance wings. So I've stuck that on there. I checked all the others, but there was no other ones that we could actually add at the moment. And there might be something else to come to do with this next week, but we're not entirely sure at the moment. So that's absolutely everything to do with the Vexcaliber glaive. I hope you enjoyed the video. I can show you how painful that mission was. I bet you guys will be able to do it a lot better than I will. And I'm determined to go back in there and do it solo next week once my power level is a little bit better. And if you did enjoy the vid and my torment, a like would be utterly fantastic. And a subscribe as well if you want to see a bit more of my bumf. Thank you so much for watching. And I shall speak to you all again very soon. Sausage out.